Sweet Dan Sweet. Goes to show you just what's in a name, doesn't it? Here's a comic book review.
You couldn't possibly care less, could you?
Sweet Talkin' Sweet Dan Sweet. It's a 2-for-1. Dan reviews Thor 615 and Fantastic Four 583.
Hey folks, how you doing? It's Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for
Sweet Talking with Sweet Dan Sweet and Comic Book Man, coming to you from where?
Moons of Uranus.
Moons of Uranus.
baddest comic book
No,
store
we're from
in the city of
myalternatereality.com.
Yes, myalternatereality.com, which is the website for Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are always 15% off every day for everyone, including all Marvel comics, including all Fantastic Four and Thor comics, which ship every single month here at the store. And this week, Dan is here, or this time around I should say, Dan is here with two reviews of two game-changing books from Marvel. Fantastic Four number
583.
583 and Thor number
615.
615. Both of them. Fantastic Four starts the new storyline 3, which will lead to huge repercussions for the book. And Thor, of course, has got the new team of Fraction and Fairy.
Fraction and Fairy.
Fraction and Fairy. Who do you want to start with?
I want to start with the FF.
Okay,
Fraction and Fairy. Ha! Look at I pulled a fast one. I pulled a fast one, everybody.
What the hell are you doing?
I always start with the top book.
Fantastic Four.
Okay, Thor. Starting with Thor. New creative team.
This is supposed to be a big deal.
Uh-oh.
They have a movie coming out.
Yes, they do.
And it is Matt Fraction's responsibility, I declare,
His responsibility.
to make this book as accessible and open and fun for any potential new readership that could walk out of the movie theater, drive down Cicero Avenue, passing any other potential comic book stores, hit 111th
like
Street,
Moons of Uranus.
start heading east, and maybe spot Alternate Reality and say, hey, I just saw a comic book movie, maybe I want to stop at a comic book store and read more about Thor.
Put a light bulb over my head. Him too.
So,
Mr. Effects Man.
did he do it?
I don't know.
Did he make this book fun
I can't wait. Tell me.
and accessible?
Tell me. I got to know.
The answer is yes and no.
That's a half-assed answer.
It's the truth, though. It's the truth.
Well, it's sort of yes, it's sort of no. It's sort of this.
You get a lot of
Yes.
establishing a bad guy who I haven't seen before.
Okay.
You get a lot of posturing in the fact that Asgard now exists in Midgard.
Okay.
There are 9 worlds in the Asgardian mythology. I don't know them all. There's a lot of Heims at the end of the last few.
Avengers Prime is where they're thrashing all that out.
Yeah.
Right now.
There's a physicist, quantum physicist, who postulates that if Asgard is now residing in Midgard, what is going to take the place of Asgard? What resides where Asgard used to be?
Well, if you take chocolate and put it in your peanut butter, that's not always a good thing.
Well, and what happens is Fraction jumps right from that idea to a whole bunch of blue people getting the crap kicked out of them.
Okay.
The Ice Elves of Alfheim. I
Okay.
want to say Alfheim. I might be wrong.
One of the 9 worlds.
One of the 9 worlds, these red dudes, very Kirby-esque in their glowing costumes
Red
and stuff.
dudes fighting blue dudes.
Red dudes versus blue dudes, man. And the red dudes win. And then the blue dudes are covered in red, but it's blood.
I hate it when the Republicans beat the Democrats. Oh, another show. Another show. Never
That's
mind.
next week. But after the wicked fast violence and intensity, you learn that there's this band of interdimensional warmongers
Okay.
that are traveling from all the worlds and just killing stuff.
Okay.
Because that's what they do.
Well, there's always a group like that.
They get to wherever they are now, Alfheim, I guess, and they decide they're going to just keep going, and sooner or later they're going to get to wherever Asgard used to be and set up shop, I guess.
Work their way through.
Thor plays almost, I want to say a secondary role in the book, but it's not. He has some pretty decent brooding, moody, mopey, sad, on down sort of sequences.
Okay.
Where he's complaining to Sif that he misses his brother Loki, and then he's complaining to...
Why the hell would you miss him?
Because it's his brother, and
Oh,
they used to have good times.
He's
when they
only
were
tried to
kids.
kill him 500,000 times.
Of course, but that's not what's important. It's like
Thor's a dope.
Well, that's, I mean, the way it came off to me is that Thor is a sad sack who has long hair and he twirls it with his fingers while just crying in his tea. I mean, honestly,
that's not the character Straczynski wrote a year ago.
Well, no, and that's the thing is like, there isn't a lot for him to do but talk to people and complain and tell Balder that he needs to man up. I felt like the issue was lacking in terms of excitement. You got the one bloody red versus blue people dudes killing each other thing, and then he tried to end it with a joke because the physicist is actually talking to Asgard's man of science, and if you know who it is, you know who it is. If you don't, I don't want to give it away because
it's sort of a surprise at the end.
Last ditch attempt at humor, which was funny to an extent, but it sort of overshadowed the tone of the darkness of the beginning of the book.
Now that's the story. How is the art?
Phenomenal. Pascal Ferry is one of my favorite artists, always has been. He does some really interesting panel layouts and page layouts with this. Every page that takes place on Earth is a single page, and then as you get into the other realms, he uses two page spread after two page spread after two page spread to really just illustrate what's going on. There are a couple of single page Asgard Thor stuff, but that's beside the point. It looks beautiful. It's colored beautifully. Pascal Ferry is a master, and if anything is going to carry the title until Fraction figures out his stride, it's going to be that.
So this book is...
If you're a Thor fan, you're going to love it. If you're not a Thor fan, I'm thinking you need to give it a chance to pick up some speed. You know what I mean?
If you're a Fantastic Four fan, you need to pick up Fantastic Four, this issue, which starts a 3 storyline, because they're canceling Fantastic Four at the end of this run. The last issue's over with. There will no longer be a Fantastic Four. There will be a Fantastic 3, so they will cancel the book because there won't be a 4 anymore.
Hurts my
and they'll probably start a Fantastic 3 book. But
it'll be $3.99 miniseries.
It'll be a $3.99 book, which will have a new number 1. But how's this issue? How's the storyline start off?
It's not a jumping on point. No. As much as I'd like to say that you could come right in and read this and be excited, it really builds upon a lot of stuff that Jonathan Hickman has been doing since his first issue.
Well, he's been on the book for a while now. And this stuff's been building up to this.
So lots of stuff has been building up to this, starting with his very first issue with the Council of Reed Richards, Intergalactic Council of Reed Richardses that want to solve everything. Moving into the War of the Four Cities that's just starting. The stuff with Nathaniel Richards and all the time travel stuff with Franklin and Valeria from the future. All Hope Lies in Doom. I mean, I could go on and on.
Speaking of Valeria.
What about Valeria?
I hear that she's in the book, and she plays an important part in the beginning of this storyline.
She is definitely a little troublemaker, man.
Yeah.
They are setting Valeria up to be the smartest person in the Marvel Universe, I think. I mean, she at this point as an 8-year-old girl.
Well, I think that's the important thing. She might be the smartest kid in the Marvel Universe. She's the smartest 8-year-old in the Marvel Universe.
For sure.
Or 9-year-old, which means that she may be smart, but she's not smart.
Hey,
she doesn't have a lot of street smarts.
Her dad has already said he thinks she's smarter than he is.
Yeah, well, but
she does some dumb stuff.
As I know from personal experience at home, there is street smart. There's street smart and there's book smart, and they are two different things. And she ain't street smart.
Yeah, she definitely bites off a bit more than she can chew, but by the end of the book, she handles it rather masterfully and manipulates the crap out of a few people, and you're not quite sure what's going on, because Hickman's planted some seeds in the earlier arcs, and now they're all coming to fruition. I don't want to give anything away. I really don't.
Okay.
But ultimately, she ends up traveling across a dimension by herself and coming to a conclusion that her father is making incorrect decisions. And she goes, and I'm not giving anything away from this because this was in the preview, but she goes to see her uncle, Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
And he does talk to her like an adult, and she sets up a deal with him, and I'm not going to tell you what.
Well, she talks to him like an adult. He talks to her like an adult. And if you know anything about Doom, you know that he's talking to her like an adult because I'm going to screw you big time.
Maybe.
Yes, you're brilliant.
I mean, that's
Look at that over there.
He's not going to kill a little kid. But I think the book is really well done, but I don't think you can pick this up and enjoy it without reading the previous stuff. That said, Steve Epting makes his debut on the book.
How's the art? Because there's an art change.
I love Steve Epting. If you like the stuff on Captain America or the Marvels Project, he's still in top form with this. He is kicking ass all over the place. And I gotta say, I thought Eaglesham was a phenomenal talent and was probably one of my favorite Fan 4 artists of the last however many years. He's just been eclipsed by Steve Epting.
Okay.
Easily. This book is a solid win, for sure, but you gotta dig up some backstory on it.
Okay. So, you can come down to the store and pick it up and read Dan's review on the store's website after you've just heard it here.
Why not?
And where's the store's website at?
I think Sarah usually tells me.
You want me to give you the website? I'll give you the website. www.marlslieutenantrally.com. What's the big deal?
So stop off at the store's website and check out all of his reviews. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
And this is Sweet Dan Sweet.
Saying bye!
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.